Welcome to the show.
The show.
The show.
We're here.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. That's our new catchphrase.
Let's do it. Fuck it.
In case you haven't picked up on it, no one's come up with a title. I thought I had left that job up for someone. And
but you got it right the first time. You said no one, and I am a no one. So, and I have not come up.
So
I failed. I have failed this city.
Shoots himself with an arrow.
Well, it is February. You hit my heart, sir.
Yeah, we're still working on a name.
We suck.
There we go. We suck.
We suck.
Maybe talking space dummies.
Cash holes. We need the money. Ooh, there we go.
My real monkeys.
Well,
that sounds like a side project. Something.
I was going to say before we went on air.
That's the real reason Sean sounds like shit. His throat's all fucked up.
Oh. Here we are.
Yeah.
Yay!
We're back.
How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not sick yet. Like every time I sit in a room with you, I'm like, okay, is this it? Is this how I'm gonna go?
No, mine is a little different. I don't want to go into that.
You mean mental health is not contagious?
It's not, as far as I know.
Before we start doing our tickety talking and whatnot, Sean sent me some fan art that he received.
Yes.
That it's our first official fan art that's been sent to us.
Yay, we'll take what we can get.
And it's really fantastic. It should be up on the screen somewhere right now.
He enjoyed, let's see, from the comments I got, he enjoyed the Space Monkeys, obviously.
Yeah. It's
the one
Space Monkeys
where we did the Cards Against Humanity one.
Oh, yeah.
Where you guys were showing me how to play.
Married to a Bosnian chicken farmer.
He enjoyed the... Yep, that was you.
That one kills Sean every time.
Oh, my God. I'm going to make a t-shirt of that. He enjoyed... let's see, his bullet points were that one. The one where Garrett was... know the mating signal.
Oh, that was a really great episode.
Of course, he knew like my Wii story and the peanut butter pants story and stuff like that. But the one he really, really, really enjoyed was the what was it? The you're an ass. Because the eBay story. He's like, because like he enjoys all you guys, but he knows me.
Yeah.
So, but he's like, you're just so fucking stupid. You're such a fucking idiot.
He's like, you know what? You're an ass.
Go touche.
So yeah, he's a bit of an artist, so it's really good art.
Very good artist.
Yes. So, maybe I'll put our email address for our YouTube channel somewhere in the description or on the screen, and people can send art to us whenever they want, or, the usual go-to. People can message Sean.
Yeah, apparently...
Like, 95% of our fans have Sean's number.
Let me ask you something. I am speaking English, right?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I don't speak Russian.
Cinnamon says $1, por favor.
Your Russian's weird. It sounds an awful lot like Spanish.
Español. Я вон зи Monte. I don't even know what the fuck that was. I just
You just gotta just sound like you're speaking Russian. Just
The point I'm making is you and I have both spoke very clearly and
Yeah.
said, put it in the fucking comments.
yes, there's this little section where you press the buttons on your keyboard or on your phone, and it writes it into so anyone can see it.
You know what's
and-
awesome, though? As retarded as you and Garrett, Jimmy, and myself included always make fun of me about being computer illiterate, if these people can't follow simple directions, I feel better about
Yeah,
myself. You're making Sean look good. Stop it.
yeah. Don't do that. Sean actually knows how to use the comments.
I do.
Even though the first time he did it, he tried to be a troll. But
Worst trolling
yeah,
thing ever.
he didn't understand that the biggest premise of being a troll is internet anonymity. You need to be anonymous. It said his fucking name on there. I'm like, I know this guy.
And yeah, you got to be anonymous.
Also,
Whereas
the
I'm
way
go-
he worded it, he was I think you were trying to be like, yeah, you guys, like trying to be funny and be like, yeah, you guys suck. You should have tried that career in comedy instead of this podcast bullshit. But he worded it like, no, I'd really like to hear some of your stand-up comedy sometime. I'm like,
This is Sean.
2 days later, I'm like, yeah, I saw your comment. He's like, yeah, I was trolling. I'm like, you were? You sounded like you were just being inquisitive. I'm like, oh, that was a really interesting comment. Maybe I'll write some. That's what I said to him. That's what I said. Maybe I'll write some material for an episode. He's like, I was trying to be a troll.
It's not me. It's not me. I'm doing the cut it.
Oh. You know an episode's going to be good when I got Sean rolling on the floor laughing.
Within 5 minutes. Well, then again, I mean, it's like my wife's always telling me, she's like, okay, watch what you say because, you know, it's a very small area and people do listen. And I'm like, no, it's fine. And then here I am grocery shopping with her. And like people come up to me and be like, hey, man, what'd you think? I love the Justice League. What'd you think of Thor? I'm like, you know, between the shop and the
Like,
podcast.
how do they know it's me wearing his Talking Comics t-shirt?
I know. I'm literally wearing a shirt with my face on it right now. I don't know. What are you talking about? But then I just like take stuff off the shelf and put it in their pocket without they know, and then like they're unsuspectingly shoplifting. I'll get you back.
So that's where that Lionel Richie CD came from.
Ooh, speaking of crime, sure, I had a little excitement right across the street from
Yes,
my house.
I heard about that at work.
Do tell.
A serial bank robber attacked the local U.S. bank.
And he's got the most adorable name.
The Froggy Robber.
Froggy Robber.
And it's because he hops to different counties to rob different banks.
Small towns. Like he hits like these little podunk towns.
Yeah.
Hops the counter with a knife.
So,
Oh.
I gotta take off my hat for this. We're in the fucking digital age, and this dumbass is walking around with a knife robbing banks in person. We have facial recognition. We can calculate how tall he is from video. We can get a general idea of what his face looks like, even if he's wearing a mask just from his eyes and ears. This guy's a fucking idiot. And I'm thinking, you know, the reason they haven't caught him is because he's stealing such little money from banks because everything's fucking digital. They're like, we don't want to invest the money and manpower into catching this guy when we're not even going to break the amount that when we're going to break the amount that he stole. We'll be spending more money than this asshole has stolen.
My wife, we were sitting there at the time, actually, as it happened, which I didn't know at the time. My grandson has this thing where he likes to look out the window. he's 1.5.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "Ugh," you know, he's pointing, like looking at cars go by, and we're literally across the street from the bank in question, and we were watching it as it happened, but we didn't really see it.
Yeah.
Until all the cars pulled up, and my wife is sitting there, and I had a good week with my wife. Not in the way that normal husbands have good weeks with their wives, and I'll get to that.
You mean she didn't throw you in the closet this week?
Not this time. We haven't told that story
No.
yet. But she likes to look out the window and monitor the neighborhood. And
It's
the
one of those.
Yeah, Mrs. Kravitz from Bewitched. You know, she's I call her the window monitor. And she sits there with her, and she's looking after it happened, and she missed it. But apparently my grandson and I saw it. And I even took a picture. I wasn't going to go out there and take a picture. I'll just do it from the, you know. That's too much effort.
I saw the picture.
Yeah.
And you guys might be seeing the picture. I think Sean needs to wash his windows.
I just zoomed because I'm like, I'm not going out there. That's too much effort. And it's my day off. And I don't care. But they were going door to door and everything. And I thought, oh, that was cute and everything. But she's got like everything. Like, because she grew up here. And she was saying that when she grew up here, that there was a lot of high-speed car chases because they were trying to make it to the border. It's not like the RCMP is not going to be waiting for them.
Yeah.
You know, the Canadian border's like, oh, oh, you're okay. Come on in. We're a good people. But she did show me, speaking of that, she did show me, because she has that on, you know, she could pull that up for instances like this. And she showed me some Canadian crime. She's like, look at this. And I'm like, did they catch him? Did he make it to the border? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, but just look at this. You'll get a kick out of this. And it said, and I quote, RCMP has been, they're responding to a call for a man carrying a hockey stick walking down the street, elbowing random pedestrians. I'm like, it ain't hockey season, eh? And when the cops got there, what'd they do?
Could you put down the sticks, sir?
They threw him in the back seat for a 2-minute penalty. All right, you've learned your lesson. Now be on your way.
No more high checking out there.
High sticking. No
Yeah.
high sticking. I'm sorry, officer. It's not hockey season. You know how our Canadians are. We live for the hockey. We love the hockey.
You live by the stick, you die by the stick.
Oh my God, I was just going to say that.
We're in sync.
Oh, but I can just picture it's like people just walking down the street and this guy's just fucking with a hockey stick just. What do you think you are, Gordie Howe? You should be more like Wayne Gretzky. He's a good person. He assists. Think about that, eh?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, but I don't know. It just tickled me, the whole thing with the little. But I had to call our compatriot, you know, Salty D, because the description of the
Assailant.
Frogger bank robber. I'm like, is everything okay? He's like, yeah, why? And I'm like,
You're like, is Canada nice? I'm not in Canada.
Have you-
Right.
have you been elbowed by Gordie Howe? Fuck, they caught me, eh? Or SA?
I've got some news.
Hit it.
I got 2 bits.
Do it.
I finally got myself a proper gaming computer. I've been saving up since Christmas.
You know, me and the listening audience have been scolding you silently until you've got... I'm still in Canadian accent mode, apparently. Until you got your proper gaming accent.
You're like fucking smokes. Let's go.
Smoke, let's go. 2.
Yeah, I've been saving up like since Christmas, and why are you staring at my chest?
Keep going.
so viciously. He really wants to get up in my chest right now. Is it the zipper?
It is. I'm taking a picture. Keep going. No dead air. Come on.
I just gotta flex a little. So yeah, I finally got a gaming computer.
Well, with this picture, you can't flex a lot.
I can only flex a little in general. So I'm a guy that just spent 3 months saving up for a gaming computer. Do you think I work out? Yeah, it went to Best Buy. I know, like, all you, other PC Master Race guys are like, no, you gotta fucking build that shit. I'm not building a computer in this market. Anyone that knows anything knows why. But yeah, I've been wanting a gaming computer for a really long time, and I finally, with, Christmas money that people gave me and stuff like that, I just put it all aside, and I was like, this is it, I'm getting it. And one of the reasons I decided I wanted to start now was because I found out that VR gaming is a lot less expensive than I thought it was. I was thinking I'd probably need like $1,000 plus computer to play a virtual reality game.
Yeah.
But it turns out you just need like upper mid level hardware.
It's so tempting. Remember, we were talking about this months ago.
Yeah, I mean,
But I can't do it with the shop though.
I'll
There's too much risk.
make people sign a waiver.
If I'm gonna drop a waiver, it's gonna be for other things that'll wind up on this podcast. Anyway, go ahead, sir.
But yeah, so I'm hoping that like by summer, maybe even sooner, I'll have like a whole virtual reality gaming set going. And my other news is also game related. I have been tooling around with this new game that just came out. I'm sure everyone with a PlayStation's out there playing it right now. Monster Hunter World.
Oh.
It's been one of the most anticipated releases of this year, which is okay because they're like, all right, it's coming out in January. New Year started. They're like, this game's coming out. New Year, it came out. They were quick on the draw, like ready to go, and it's so much fun. There isn't really very much for the story. The story's kind of meh, but what the world is interesting. The gameplay is fun, and those are the two things that make this game worth getting. So I thought I'd talk about like weapons and give like a little tutorial for anyone that's like thinking about getting it and haven't like played any of the Monster Hunter games before.
Yeah, do it. This is the game you and I talked about at the shop.
Yeah, I was
before
telling
you even knew about it, and you sold me just what you knew.
Yeah, I told Sean about it because you're hunting monsters. It says it right in the name. Monster Hunter. You hunt monsters.
They're not bearing the lead.
And there's, smaller and bigger monsters, flying monsters, and you hunt them and you skin them. You can capture them for like a little bit more challenge, but some more reward. And you can take all of the, materials you get from hunting monsters and make armor and weapons and, materials that you find in the levels and make, healing medicine and antidotes and stuff for like poison effects. It's very there's like tons and stuff going on.
So is it like one of those games where if you don't pick that up at the time, then you're fucked later?
There's a bit of a learning curve. I mean, like it's not like
a Resident Evil type thing with the herbs. Remember the
you can set it to do all that automatically. You don't have to like mix a green and a blue and a red. It's just you pluck herbs and you can just craft the herbs. But the game starts it with set to craft herbs automatically. Craft the herbs into a potion automatically. I mean.
Okay.
Yes. Make sure like go through and look at all the stuff in your crafting list and find what you want to use and set it to craft as soon as you have the supplies. I wanted to start off by talking about the weapons. Or I guess I started off talking about the crafting system. There's like 14 different weapon sets that you can use. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of different weapons within each set. But these are the 14 weapon categories, I should say. And I just want to talk about them, talk about my favorite ones that I like to use. And like I was talking to Sergio yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, some of these sound so freaking badass."
Sergio.
All right, so these are in no particular order, just kind of in as they came into my head, and I wrote them down. And I actually put stars next to the ones I use.
Stars.
All right, so you have the long sword, which is basically a big ass katana. It has. I'm not a big fan of the longsword. They claim it has really great combos and stuff, but you have to.
It's too heavy, eh?
It's actually one of the light weapons. It's just not a weapon I particularly like that much. It's really cool looking though.
Apparently, I'm just gonna jump in with a Canadian accent.
It's really cool, and it's. I've heard that it's really great for first time players because it's got a very simple combo system. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. It wasn't very technical. I don't know.
First time players are pussies, eh?
Then I have next to that is the great sword, which is a heavy sword. It's basically a giant sword. I don't really know how, it's a great sword. It's huge.
I have sword envy, eh? No, I'm kidding.
Hopefully I did what I planned on doing after I got done recording today and actually got some gameplay footage of each of these weapons in action.
Have you started playing this?
Yeah, I've been playing it like nonstop. I played it after I got my computer. I didn't even play my computer yesterday. I set it up to start doing all the updates. I got it updating, do all the updates and downloads, and while it did that, I played Monster Hunter.
Fair enough.
The Great Sword is a very bulky, high damage weapon. You don't have very good maneuverability. Like the long sword, great maneuverability. You can dodge very easily.
So it's like kind of like use the long sword for what is it again?
Has like combos and it's very light and easy to maneuver with.
So the great sword is kind of like the clear shit out.
Yeah,
kind of like big, broad.
Yeah, it's like a bastard sword.
Fair enough. Okay,
except bigger. Anyone that's like knows Final Fantasy, it's basically the Buster Blade from Final Fantasy VII. Just a big monster weapon. Next, I have the Sword and Shield, which is another more beginner type weapon. And I very much like it because it has it's very easy to use. It has a shield so you can block, and so you can use your sword for slashing attacks, and you can also use your shield for bashing attacks that stun. So there's a lot of variety in what you can use with that, and there's tons of different status effect elemental type sword and shield combinations. Anyone that's like first playing, I definitely recommend that one. It's very easy to use, and it doesn't do a lot of damage though. But it's it also has very good maneuverability, and you can use your what's called a slinger, which is basically a crossbow that's strapped to your arm. It's more like a slingshot really, and you can use that slinger while your weapons are out, whereas in the other weapons you can't do that.
Oh, it's badass. So like you're stabbing one motherfucker and someone comes up behind him and you're like
it's not quite that. It's very hack and slashy.
The game?
Yeah, the whole game as a whole is very hack and slashy. You're always like moving around and stuff. One of the reasons I like the sword and shield.
I'm doing a rewrite right now.
One of the reasons I like the sword and the shield is because it has a move where you can do an upward strike. Like you strike them, then you jump up, and then you do a downward strike. And there's a chance when you do that downward strike that you can mount the monster and then start stabbing away at them.
I'm gonna let that one go.
Yes, Sean knows a thing or two about mounting monsters.
Well, you know.
Have you seen his ex? He cringed a little. I was right on the money with that.
Actually, I don't mind the looks of the X. To be honest, not to brag or anything,
but yeah, you can, and mounting them, you can do a lot of damage. I mean, you start out doing really small damage. It's like one damage per stab, but once you tire them out enough, you do like one big move and it knocks them down onto the ground. And you can just start going to town and beating the crap out of them. Next weapon on this list is the Lance and Shield. Ooh. This one has the best defense. It's rock solid defense. You can throw up your shield and just start stabbing away with your lance. The maneuverability on this one's not great, so that's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of it.
It's like a first date. You throw up your shield and just start.
Yeah,
I don't know you. I double shielded it.
And the next weapon, I mean, there's not really much I can say about the Lance. It doesn't have very big combos. It has decent reach. I mean, it's a fucking Lance. It has it's reach. That's all it has.
Now you sound like my ex.
Reach is all that
I
guy
can't say
has.
much about the Lance. Reach, maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I haven't used it much. I did a little bit of practice with it at the beginning, but I haven't really used it very much. Its cousin weapon, though, is really awesome. The Gun Lance and Shield.
Ooh.
It's basically
Do tell.
It's basically a giant revolver with a knife on the end.
So we're World War One.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Look at this. It's new.
It's well, this is the world is it's not like a modern day world, and it's very fantasy. You know, people are using boats and airships.
World War One. That was the crossing of remember the everybody lining up and just getting shot like the Civil War, but then they introduced tanks and like this somewhat technology. You saw it in Wonder Woman and No Man's Land. It's like, look, I have a gun. We have a gun too, Sven, but I have a gun with a knife on the end. Oh, Sven, you lead the way. You go first.
This one has very good defense as well. Not quite as rock solid as in like numbers. It's not quite as rock solid as the Lance and Shield, I don't think. But in my experience, it works just as well. And so this one has slightly less like combinations of like thrusts and swings, because it shoots bullets. And it's like, so most of the weapons you have like your triangle attack, which is your standard attack, and then your circle attack, which is a secondary attack.
This is PlayStation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or, you know, Y and B if you're on Xbox. So like with the regular Lance, you could like, you know, like do a cross type slice attack where you'd like knock the enemy back. But this one you have you pull the trigger and you shoot. And it's really cool if you do the right combination of like button pressings. You stab and shoot at the same time. And it has like a final move that basically shoots like a giant fireball at the end of it and does like massive damage. I didn't think I'd like it, the Gun Lance, very much, because I don't like the Lance and Shield very much, but it's pretty cool when you actually use it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the Gun Lance is my first choice for a solo play, which I've been mostly doing, because you can play with up to 4 people on a hunt.
See, we should do that. Put it on there and let's do some commentary with the game on there.
Yeah, we could.
I'm not going to play.
Well,
I'm just going to heckle. but
It's four people. I forget Sean's from back in the day where any two people could play on one console at a time.
where's the joystick, eh?
Where you could play Super Mario Bros. Both on the same console.
That Super Mario Brothers was new. I remember Mario and Donkey Kong.
Four people at a time over the internet. So you can't be all on one console
I have
playing
no
it.
idea what you're talking about.
It's this newfangled concept called multiplayer, done through the interwebs.
Well, you're talking about one of those swinger groups, huh?
But I think I might be using the gun lance if I do like an online hunting group. But my main weapon that I use the most is this next one. It's called the Insect Glaive. It's basically a spear type bow staff, and it's actually like the fighting style is very they actually drew inspiration from actual, like, I think it's Bojitsu bow staff fighting in real life is how they designed the movements of the
Quiet and it's long. That was like foreplay because tonight after we get done recording, I'm gonna
get thrown in the closet.
I'm gonna use this on my wife.
It's quiet and long.
Quiet
honey,
and
that is not
long.
sexy. Oh, honey.
I'm trying.
This one, it has a lot of aerial attacks, which is why I like it so much. And it's one of the more technical weapons. So for a noob like me, I'm surprised I like it so much. But the more and more I use it, the better and better I'm getting with it. Like I fought a monster last night where I spent more than half the battle up in the air doing damage to his back. So like it has a vaulting function.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Nobody can
Sean,
see
would
me.
you like to tell the rest of the class what's so funny?
Nobody can see me.
I can see you, motherfucker. What's so funny?
Oh,
Are you laughing at mounting damage again?
mounting damage.
All right.
I'm using all this for foreplay in my wife.
I'm gonna start speeding through. I'm burning up a lot of time.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I like this one. It's got aerial attacks. You can vault with your weapon and then attack in the air up to like 5 times, I think. And this one has a high chance for mounting. You know, I've said it on a show before. You're not an adult until you can not laugh at dirty words like
I know.
Bangkok.
And you call me old.
Like Bangkok. So the Insect Glaive, you get access to what are called kinsects. And they're basically giant bugs that you can have attack the enemy, and they pull like I think they call them extracts, which are basically
In my day, they call it crabs.
got mounting and insects.
Yep.
And they can pull status boosts from the monster and give them to you, like more damage, more speed, health, and like knockback prevention. And if you can get and they're all displayed through colors, green being health, red being damage, white being speed, and knockback prevention. I think that's what the other one is orange. If you get red, white, and orange, get
What's orange again?
knockback prevention.
Knockback,
I
okay.
think. But if you get those 3,
So almost like a defensive thing.
yeah. Well, basically, like instead of like getting,
A block.
it's not really a block. You'll still get hit, but you're less likely to get knocked over.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, because with this weapon, you spend so much time in the air attacking. Like their tail comes around and hits you, you're knocked down, and now you have to get back up and start over.
I know that story.
But if you get if you get all 3 of those status boosts, you get huge damage and speed up, and it really just like starts destroying the monster. Next is the dual blades. That's another one I haven't really used much of. It's 2 swords. It's very fast. It's probably one of the fastest weapons. It does very, very small damage, but it's very high damage per second. It's another one that's really good for beginners. Next is the hammer, which it's a hammer. I mean, it's a giant hammer.
You can't. I've heard of DP, but you can't go DB and then go straight to the hammer.
It's DPS. Damage per second, Lowry.
Ooh, all right.
Actually, it stands for double penetrate, Sean.
Or Shaunaria.
You're like, I'm not as behind this as I was before. No, you're in front of it.
You're in front of it now. And guess what? Everybody's got a case of Shaunaria.
The hammer is a blunt weapon. It's meant for... Just move on.
No, come on. This is awesome.
I didn't realize talking about the weapons was going to take this long. I'm really sorry, guys.
No, don't be sorry. Keep going.
I'm
enjoying this.
Next, we have the switch axe.
Ooh.
Which is another technical weapon. It's a giant axe that... What's so fucking funny, Sean?
This is metaphor for rollover. No, go ahead.
The switch axe turns from a giant axe into a giant sword that does massive elemental damage. I'll give Sean just a sec. He
Oh my god, I can't wait to play this game.
He's like, I want that DPS with the big hammer.
Give me... Stop.
Hammer time.
No, I'm not ready. I don't care.
And you charge up like energy through attacking, and then you hit your corresponding button to switch to the sword, which like does fire damage or explosive damage. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Then after that is the switchblade. No, not switchblade. The charge blade. And that one is same basic concept as the switch axe. But
you did say axe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's same concept as the switch axe, except it's a sword and shield that turns into an axe. So you store up attack power, and then you switch it, and it turns into an axe that does elemental damage. The next one's a little weird.
Like this, like I haven't made it so far.
The next one it's called the Hunter's Horn. God damn it, Sean.
Do you blow it?
You do.
How many people get a try?
The first version that you get of this is actually called the Iron Bagpipe.
That was my nickname in high school. Not to brag or anything.
It's a status effect boosting weapon where as you do certain combos...
More people sign your yearbook.
As you do certain combos, you do different status effects on you and your partners. Other hunters. Next we have the bow, which is a bow. It shoots arrows. And you can put different coatings on those arrows for different effects. Then you have the light bow gun, which is more of an automatic.
He comes up short in the mid-round. Okay, go on.
Which has different bullets that you can fire.
They all do, as I'm told.
And then after that, we have the heavy bow gun.
Is it of color?
Sean's dying over here. And it's the same basic thing as the light bow gun, except it does more damage.
You know, it's like black-white. You know the difference.
I will leave the rest of this for another episode. I don't want to have an entire episode just me talking about one game. I know Sean's got some stuff to talk about.
Not anymore.
Come on. Come on, man.
Oh my god.
Man.
All right. I don't know how to follow that.
That was serious talk, and Lowry was laughing the whole time.
No, I wasn't.
You're right. Awesome. It was 3/4 of the time.
No.
It's your turn. You be funny now.
All right. So with the new show, we're kind of stumbling along. Got some segments.
Yes.
Case in point, this one coming up. It's called Out of Context Theater.
Out of Context Theater.
To be or not to be. Which I have right here. I was waiting for you to do something. I got nothing. So I was at a familiar shopping building the other day. I don't want to name names. And I saw this. So for apparently $200, kids... Have you seen the new Power Rangers movie?
I have not.
Me neither. Do you remember Power Rangers?
I do.
You're familiar with Power Rangers?
Yes.
You can get this.
Does that say tit anus?
Tit anus. The marketers for this toy need to, like, do a little replacing.
A little.
Because that neck.
It's like a backslash between the tit and the anus.
It's like a longsword in that game you were talking about.
You know, tit anus, that sounds like something that would be really popular in certain German films.
Right? There's no poo, though. I don't want to watch it. Yvonne. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see. Have you heard a little... there's a movie coming up.
What movie?
It's called, let's see, Black Panther.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Someone told me it was coming out like last month, and I got super excited, and then I was really bummed when I found out it still wasn't until February.
I know, February 16th. But I don't think anybody is ready for this, if you think about it.
Ready for what?
How much money this movie is going to make. I mean, think about it. I could be wrong, but Black Panther is going... First of all, it's coming out February 16th.
Mm-hmm.
February is Black History Month. Let's see if I can break this down. It has broken the record for pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
Like Civil War. Captain America Civil War held the record.
Like ticket pre-orders?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not even a Star Wars movie held that. And then Black Panther has blown Star Wars and Marvel. It's a Marvel character, but it's, you know what? I'm Black Panther. I don't give a shit.
I'm the new head of the Avengers.
You know what? I am King of Wakanda. I don't recognize Marvel, DC, or Star Wars. He just blew everything away, which is awesome.
Right on. He did just kind of like show up and be super badass in Civil War.
Oh, can you imagine, though? It's the equivalent, like, okay, DC, Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. It's like all the women, and I'm not being sexist, I'm not being racist or anything, but if nothing but women, you know, the whole women, we've talked about it before on previous podcasts.
Yeah.
With the Wonder Woman thing. Gazillion dollars. Mm-hmm. And DC, Warner Brothers is like, and Wonder Woman was an awesome movie. So we're like, and over there they're like, yay, we're 1 in 10.
if this was a boxing match, you got knocked down in 9 rounds.
We got one punch in. It was a female. Black Panther is going to break the movie record.
Really?
I mean, this is my speculation.
Just speculation.
Well, think about it. With the Wonder Woman comparison, and let's not forget, I was part of it, so were you. One of my all-time favorite characters, even though it's February, Black History Month, Luke Cage broke the goddamn Netflix when it came out.
Yeah.
I was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Love me some Luke Cage. Can you imagine King T'Challa? Oh, man. It's going to be so awesome. And I also saw a quick thing I wanted to talk about was I was talking to my former agent / lawyer,
Yeah.
Dennis. He's like, hey, have you, happy holidays, blah, blah, blah. We were sitting there chit-chatting. He's like, have you talked to are you and Michael still in contact? I'm like, Mike who? And he told me, I'll get to that in a minute. He goes, he's had a really good year, 2017. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, okay. The Michael in question was the guy that helped me. We collaborated with Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys where I got the job and he didn't. And then he worked with me on with Superman Doomsday and a Bionic Man script.
Mm-hmm.
And then we parted ways.
Yeah.
And then, you know my story. It's just kind of like, here I am.
It's all downhill from there.
Apparently not, because he went the other way. He proceeded to tell me that American Gods.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about American
Awesome
Gods.
show.
Yeah.
Did you finish it?
No.
I did. They spent a shitload of money on it.
It looked like it.
Yeah. To the point where they're getting rid of the showrunners and the writers,
Mm-hmm. which
was Frank Darabont. He was in the first season of Walking Dead. And Michael Green, which was the guy I was just talking about.
Really?
Who Dennis, my former agent, represents still.
Oh, right on.
He's like, he's had a hell of a year. Let me just show you what he's done in 2017. He has done
Da-dee-doo-doo.
Logan,
Really?
Orient Express remake, Blade Runner 2049, Alien Covenant, and the first season of American Gods.
Wow.
And I'm like, motherfucker.
Your career sure did take a different path.
You know what, though? I love sitting here with you.
Yeah, I thought that name Michael Green...
Bring your neck into my hand.
I thought the name Michael Green sounds familiar. I probably saw his name when I was watching.
That was him in a year.
Wow.
1 year. Can you imagine how much money... This guy's sitting here with me, once upon a time, with Birds of Prey. Fucking...
Like, gee, I hope I get the job. And
Yeah.
like, gee, I hope I get the job.
It's like,
You know-
hey, Mike, I got Birds of Prey. Fuck you.
You know-
and I give him the finger. He's like...
I wonder how Birds of Prey would have turned out if he had written it. Probably would have gotten a second season. I'm just kidding. Shut up.
That hurts.
I'm just kidding.
That hurts.
You gotta meet Mark Hamill.
I'm doing the lip.
I'm sure Birds of Prey
That
was perfectly okay.
You saw it. It wasn't okay.
I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't 2017. It wasn't Logan.
It wasn't American Gods, that's for sure.
It wasn't even fucking Murder on the Orient Express. Johnny Depp was in that movie.
You never got to do anything with Johnny Depp.
No. I'd like
It's
to.
okay though. You do this shitty podcast in a tiny room once every 2 weeks. Life turned out great.
You know what? I'll take it.
I mean, on the other hand, you'd be so bored if you didn't have this shitty podcast. I mean, you probably wouldn't know that you were bored. But all that, I mean, you do all this research that you finally get to use. I mean, before you didn't have to use it, other than, when you talk to people at work.
Ugh.
I'm running out of pros for this. Roll the outro.
It's like a toilet flush just dwindling down. All right. So to end this, I do have some Q&A. Let's end it on a Q&A.
Yes.
Positive note. I got 2 questions. They're both aimed at us.
Awesome.
From listeners. Number 1.
No, we're not gay.
No, that's next.
Number 2.
What would you like to see as a movie / TV series? And who is getting killed in Avengers Infinity War? Pick 2.
2 people? Or 2
Okay,
each?
let's go first.
Question 1.
What would you like to see, whether it be a comic book or an old TV show that you used to like that you haven't seen, or just anything that you'd like to see made into a movie or a TV series?
That's a mighty tough question. Most TV shows, I can't really remember anything specific, like, from TV shows that I'd like to see made into a movie or...
Comic book? Or a book that you've read? Or
I'd love, Moon Knight. I'd
Right.
love to see Moon Knight actually turned into a Netflix series.
Hell yeah. 100%. I back you on that.
And the other question was...
Who was getting killed in Avengers Infinity War? 2 picks.
2 picks. Captain America. And... Thor.
Why? Monster!
Contracts are up.
The only reason I say monster is because that's the reaction I got when I said my answers. Monster! You horrible son of a bitch! I'm like, well, I've been called worse by better.
Evans wants to start directing and
Yep.
producing. And the second they took Thor's eye, I had a feeling that they were going to kill him off in the next movie. Like, his contract's almost up. I don't know how invested he is in being a hero or being Thor. There's a chance they might kill off Robert Downey Jr. But considering how much time, money, and passion he's invested into the Marvel movies that he's been in, I don't think he's going to just quit.
He kicked the whole goddamn thing off, if you think about it.
Yeah. All right, so everyone's making all this money off of the Infinity War. You know what he did for all the people that, like, weren't, like, top brass? He bought every single other crew member their own director's chair. Custom with each of their names on them.
Well, I know what I'm getting you for next Christmas, sir.
I already have a director's chair. It's any chair I'm sitting in.
Oh. Zing! Yeah.
Have you ever sat... Although, when I read that article, I was like, have you ever... And I thought to myself, has anyone else ever sat in a director's chair? They are so uncomfortable. Those are like the shittiest chairs ever.
I have.
You can't really lean back in them and relax. So you have to lean forward and your back's like starting to hurt. And you're like, oh, God, this chair sucks. Couldn't they have brought out a lazy boy?
You're talking about like those high-priced movie company director's chairs.
Yeah, where you're like sitting this high up off the ground and it's just canvas holding you there.
I'm sure you've sat in this very room and watched a movie called Let's Bounce.
Yeah.
And Black Devil Doll. You know, my director's chair was the most comfortable part of the couch. They don't invite me to sit in those. Right. And then here you go. And then apparently your partner gets better. And then here we go. He gets paid millions of dollars for the next year.
But next year he might not have a good year. I mean, when he's... I'm trying to make you feel better.
No, I want a good year. But you're right on that first thing. Because that's just how the game goes.
Yeah.
I just want a good year.
I mean,
It's like Black Devil Doll, Let's Bounce, Beaumont Road, Fact or Fiction, Logan.
you win.
It's like American Gods,
It's like the like.
Birds of Prey, American Gods. Do I need to say it twice?
It's like you walked into the party and you're like super proud of how big your dick was. Then he came along and was like, oh yeah, mine's pretty big too, I guess. Hits
like-
the floor.
Look at that.
Rolls out like an elephant's trunk.
Like a fruit roll up, and here I am with a Tootsie Roll.
And like, it was like...
Cut in half.
And like, people like the Tootsie Roll, but...
Yeah, it's like...
But it's like...
Look at that for a roll up. Oh my god.
Maybe we need to get that guy in here directing this podcast.
He probably would have came up with a good name. Not doing those shitty Canadian accents, eh? Spend more time on a title. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
All right. You know what? Fuck that guy and fuck Hollywood, and which leads me to the next segment. It's called What the Fuck Hollywood. Whereas with all the movies coming out and all the award shows and all the magazines and everything you cram down our throats and all the money we spend on you, make everything right.
Yeah. What the fuck, Hollywood?
What the fuck Hollywood? Which comes to this. The Oscars are going on
Like, as we speak.
as we speak of this recording. Vanity Fair has put out a magazine showcasing some, when I say some, I mean some of the nominees.
Mm-hmm.
Because James Franco, probably the coolest guy,
Yeah.
got airbrushed out.
What for?
That I don't know. But the photograph was by a lovely woman named Annie Leibovitz, which I'm not familiar with. She's the one who shot. And this is one of those magazines where you get the cover and you got them all on there. And then it's just like a big fold out, like type thing.
Like a Playboy centerfold.
Yeah.
Except with actors.
Like that. And then you
And
got...
they're wearing clothes.
So you have on the cover... Well, you have Mila Jovovich, Resident Evil chick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can see her leg. Then you have Tom Hanks, who... Reese Witherspoon, who should have been fucking airbrushed out, as far as I'm concerned. What's her name? Who was Tom Hanks's... or not Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise's... what's her name?
I don't know.
Nicole Kidman.
Ah.
And our next president, as far as I'm concerned, Oprah Winfrey. Or as I like to call her, Orca Swimfrey.
Is that a fat joke?
You know what? We smell our own. But we got all bases covered.
Mm-hmm.
The way things are going with Trump and everything, you got... Think about it. Tell me I'm wrong. You got hero or celebrity worship. You got president of color. And you got your fucking female. 3 stones, 1 rock.
I mean, how much longer till the presidential election is just American Idol?
Right? Which we'll get to that in later episodes. But the aforementioned photographer on these foldouts. And then this is what made the what the fuck Hollywood moment is here's the cover, okay? Now, Reese Witherspoon, which of course you can airbrush James Franco out, but you can't airbrush that chin. Reese Witherspoon's. But apparently you can't airbrush multiple shots and then put them all in one.
Those legs look like they belong to someone else.
Yeah, they're I don't know if she's got some like really nice legs and she's hung like a fucking moose, or somebody just fucked up.
Yeah, what's going on with this? There's 1, 2, 3. She has 3 legs.
Hold on, and here we go. More importantly, after the list I just said about Orca Swimfree being president, there's also a 4th thing, whether her being black, a female. Apparently she's also a mutant. Because here's another picture.
What?
She's the definition of multitasking. She can get some shit done.
Yeah. Wait, hold on just a sec.
There's a lot of shit going on, right? Ryan's sitting there looking at him like, I want to incorporate this in the video game I was talking about. There's so many shields and swords these people could be handling, including mine.
I'm at a loss for words.
What was the name of President Bill Clinton, and who was the one he got caught with?
I can't remember.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If President Winfrey was, if she got elected, I would be under the desk with a cigar. Ryan's like, oh yeah, I like that. 3 hands, Jesus. Ooh, imagine the possibilities. You just keep. You can't take your eyes off.
Like, I put very little amount of effort into editing these shows that we do.
Yeah, I know. I was meaning to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I know. I cut stuff out that's not needed in that visual.
Well, then maybe there's one more quick bullet point I want to bring up, which I saw, which doesn't make me laugh. I saw a certain someone. You can cut this out if you fucking want. She was tweeting, and I quote, "Retweet if I should star in the new Batgirl movie, and everyone tell Joss Whedon." Lindsay fucking Lohan.
She's still alive? I thought she died. Or got, like, abducted by aliens or something.
That's the best fucking honest reaction.
Like, honestly, when was the last time you heard anything about her?
Oh!
She got in trouble for coke and then disappeared.
No, I heard someone, the whole Harvey Weinstein sexual assault thing. She tweeted, again, tweet. She's like, Harvey never did anything to me, so take it from me. All you other accusers, just leave it alone. He's a great man. And I'm like, first thing I thought of was, it's all about me, 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 me. Like, she didn't do anything against, to help Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's got the credentials to play Batgirl, I have the credentials to play Batgirl. You know what? I'm going to retweet that. I don't even have tweet. I'm going to leave it up to you. Ryan, tell Joss I want to play Batgirl.
I'll tell him at the next producers meeting.
Oh, fuck.
And,
all right, that's
what the fuck, Hollywood?
Yeah. What the fuck, Hollywood?
Is she still alive? Seriously, She got busted for coke, went to rehab, and then I never heard about her again.
Well, she was
until
in
today.
Machete. If that counts.
I never watched that movie, so I guess.
Oh.
All right, so I think that's all we have for this week. We're running around the hour 5-minute range right now. So I talked about weapons, and I made Sean laugh like a little girl. Actually, more like a Catholic schoolboy hearing dirty jokes for the first time.
Oh, Ryan talked about a new video game, and I made it dirty.
Dirty.
Now he needs to go to the bathroom and unload himself in that thin Kleenex that they buy at discount.
I think Sean just called himself a cheap bastard.
I did. My last name is Lowry Witz.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
We're keeping this.
If you have any fan art, hopefully I put an email in the description. You can send it there.
Draw something up with some swords and some shields. Maybe a little Batgirl, Lindsay Lohan.
As always,
Have a day.